Next on Worcester News tonight, a crowd pleaser. The Worcester Bravehearts are on pace to have the best attendance in the FCBL. Plus, the city's cracking down on illegal dumping. How surveillance video will help. Good evening, I'm Anna Botari. We begin tonight with an update to a tragic story we brought you Wednesday. Police have released the names of the elderly couple killed when their car crashed into a rock. The female driver was identified as 82-year-old Joan Berenger of Worcester, and the passenger was her husband, 87-year-old Walter Berenger. The single car crash happened around 2:45 on Barry Road. Responding officers were told two people were trapped in the vehicle. Both victims passed away due to the trauma they received in the crash. The cause is under investigation. Tragedy in Worcester when a teenager dies hours after being pulled from Bell Pond. Witnesses say this isn't the first time something like this has happened and are hoping more people will stay off the beach when lifeguards are off duty. Our Rosalind Flaherty has the story.
A 13-year-old boy dies after being pulled from Bell Pond in Worcester Wednesday night.
There might have been like 15 people out there swimming around trying to actually find him.
Police say they got a call around 8 o'clock. When officers arrived, they found people frantically searching for the boy. The Worcester Fire scuba team located him in about 12 feet of water. They estimate he was under the water for 15 minutes. Police say he had a pulse and began to breathe again, but died hours later.
They pulled the body out they pulled it out of the water. And they had it on a stretcher. They were doing the CPR and everything on the person.
According to police, 4 lifeguards ended their shift at 7 p.m. They posted signs and let swimmers know the beach was closed. Kenneth Petaway witnessed the search for the victim and says kids always swim after hours.
It's hot, and it's there, it's available, it's accessible. Is it wise? No.
Tony Hines also saw the search. He thinks the beach should be closed and says this is not the first drowning to happen at Bell Pond.
Every summer, as soon as it starts getting hot, these kids, they come out here after, the lifeguards leave, they still want to swim. It was just pandemonium. It was hot, it's just a sad day. Sad day.
Rosalind Flaherty, Worcester News Tonight.
The Red Cross is reminding people of important advice before heading into the water. It includes swimming in designated areas supervised by lifeguards, never swim alone, have young or inexperienced swimmers wear a life jacket, and always maintain supervision. The Red Cross also offers programs including water orientation, learn to swim, and CPR AED courses. For more information, you can visit their website. The Worcester Bravehearts have reached the halfway point of their 5th season, and once again, the team is on pace to have the best attendance in the FCBL. Last year, they were the #1 ranked collegiate franchise in New England. And with talks of a new organization possibly coming to Worcester, the Bravehearts say they're only worried about their team. Our Cam Jandro joins us now live with more. Cam?
Anna, the Bravehearts have been very successful, making it to the championship series every year of their existence. Now, they also have fantastic attendance, and they say keeping up all of that success is a lot of work.
In just 4.5 years, the Worcester Bravehearts have become one of the country's top collegiate franchises. For the organization, their success comes from more than just baseball.
Oh, Worcester's absolutely a baseball town, but I think that we focus on Worcester being an entertainment town. And even if the team loses, I think that they're talking about what a great time that they had at the ballpark last night.
Dave Peterson has been general manager since day one. He's helped guide the team, who has led the Futures Collegiate Baseball League in attendance 3 years straight.
It's such a wonderful thing for families and friends to come do all summer long.
Lots of kids, lots of fun.
And it's a process that starts every November for us. We are in the business of constantly inviting people to the ballpark, and we can't just sit around and think that the phone's going to ring and that people are going to automatically show up.
The Bravehearts won the FCBL's Organization of the Year in 2017, attracting nearly 66,000 fans. Good enough for the 8th best collegiate franchise in the nation. But Peterson says right now, the team is in the dog days of summer.
It's the middle of the season when people are typically down the Cape, people are heading out of town the 4th of July week. That attendance starts to dip, which always lights the fire in our bellies.
In 2014, the Bravehearts brought baseball back to Worcester after the Tornadoes disbanded. Talks of adding another team, like the Paw Sox, is not something the organization is thinking about.
We ignore it.
Now, right now, the team averages roughly 2,300 fans per game. Peterson says the goal is to get that number up to about 5,000 or 6,000, similar to that of an affiliated team. Anna?
Thanks, Cam. Today's hot weather isn't keeping kids on summer vacation indoors. Many summer camps across Worcester have adjusted their programs and activities to help keep kids cool while still playing outside. Our Chandler Walsh has more.
Recreation Worcester summer programs kick off Thursday, and it was a hot first day. The kids didn't seem to mind and just wanted to play outdoors.
We get to spend more time outside, especially if kids can't go, like if they don't have a backyard or if they're not allowed to go to the park.
When you get a little hot, you can just go into the shaded area or get the cold water.
The drop-in program has kids outside all day. Amanda Medina is the head lead at the University Park location. She says staff prepared for the heat beforehand.
We got to come to the park before programs started and got to check out the shady areas. We found the perfect one this year, a lot of shade, a lot of trees.
Medina says staff is in constant communication with kids so no one gets overheated. Many of the programs aren't near any pools or spray parks, but do use a hose to cool kids off.
If I see that they're too hot or I'm hot, it's definitely time to go over there and get hosed down.
Mass Audubon's Broadmeadow Brook Camp has been enduring the heat advisories all week. Camp director Lisa Carlin says counselors have been checking for red faces, stomach or headaches, and tiredness, and have adjusted camp's schedule a bit.
The forest tends to stay nice and cool, so we do our hikes and things in the morning, and then by later in the afternoon it's more water games, take more of a break inside, and rest.
The nature-based camp is outside 50 to 100% of the day, but send kids into the AC when necessary and have mandatory water breaks.
I like to tell parents that we send kids home tired, wet, and dirty, but well hydrated, because we love our water bottles.
That was our Chandler Walsh reporting. State health officials announced they found samples of the West Nile virus in mosquitoes in both Worcester and Auburn. The Massachusetts Department of Public Health says no humans have tested positive for the virus, but residents should bring out the bug spray. Worcester DPH says people can avoid mosquito-borne illnesses by following the 5 Ds.
So that means avoiding being outside dawn to dusk, wearing the right kind of clothing, so dress, long sleeves, long pants. DEET, so DEET is like the go-to application for skin exposed areas, draining standing water.
While West Nile can infect people of all ages, people over the age of 50 are at higher risk for severe infection. An early morning fire displaces 7 people in Worcester. Residents of this home on Windsor Street in Worcester gathered their belongings from the 3-decker Thursday morning. Inspectors were also on scene. The fire department says the 2-alarm fire appears to be caused by an unattended pan on the first floor. The fire was contained to the first floor and basement. One firefighter was treated for dehydration and was released from the hospital later in the morning. The department says heat also posed a challenge. A 32-year-old Webster man is facing multiple charges. Police say he made drug deals outside the store where he worked. William Perez Crespo is charged with drug trafficking. Police say he was found with 102 grams of crack cocaine in his apartment. Officers used a search warrant for Perez Crespo's car at his job and found a small amount of drugs. He was arrested, and a short time later, police found the rest at his apartment. The arrest concluded a several-month-long investigation. In an effort to stop illegal dumping, the city of Worcester is now using surveillance video to crack down on violators. Neighbors say they're thankful the issue is putting to a stop. Our Olivia Lemon has the story.
Signs on Riley Street in Worcester warn people surveillance cameras are in use, and if you litter, you will be reported.
A lot of people have been throwing trash. We don't know who or where it's coming from.
Juan Gonzalez has lived on the street for 2 years and says illegal dumping has become a major issue.
A lot of kids are playing on those piles of wood, and somebody's seriously going to get hurt.
The city isn't putting up these signs. It's unclear who is, but Worcester is cracking down, using surveillance video to shame people who are illegally dumping.
We think it's more of a deterrent to people, and it lets residents know that we're out there. And, simple, don't dump and you won't be shamed.
The Quality of Life Task Force has more than a dozen cameras and hotspots to catch people tossing trash. Violators can face fines ranging anywhere from $200 to $2,000.
We could charge them, but it's quicker and easier and more efficient for the city to do it. And those fines get paid, otherwise it gets tagged right to their license and they wouldn't be able to renew.
Gonzalez says it's nice to see the city is taking interest in keeping his street and others clean.
We've seen a lot of officials coming around here, so that is making me feel a lot better and a lot secure.
Olivia Lemon, Worcester News Tonight.
Now, one recent case ended with violators having to pay a $3,000 fine. The case was brought to Worcester Housing Court. Meanwhile, the Quality of Life Task Force is asking residents to report any trash they may see. Now, over the years, if you've misplaced your high school yearbook accidentally or on purpose, you may or may not be in luck. Many are now available online. The Boston Public Library has created an online database of Massachusetts high school yearbooks. There are thousands of yearbooks available to view. They range from the 1920s to present day. To search your school, you can go to archive.org to see if your yearbook has been digitized.